Okay, well hi, this is Nativerobin again, and today in Indiana we had our first frost. So that got me thinking it'd be a great day to make some beef stew. So here's the ingredients, and this is what I'm going to do. Okay, my beef stew, I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt and black pepper, a bay leaf, a half a teaspoon or a whole teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, some paprika, a whole can of beef broth, a little bit of garlic, teaspoon, half a cup or a quarter cup of white flour that I'm going to use to coat the meat with. I'm going to brown it in a skillet, and then a half a cup of red wine, and I'm going to use that to deglaze the pan and just add a little bit of rich flavor. Veggie wise, we got 4 or 5 little stalks of carrots chopped up, 4 potatoes if they're big, 5 if they're small, couple 2 or 3 stalks of celery, and a couple pounds of meat. Now I bought this already chopped up just to save me some time, and a whole sweet onion. So I'll get started, and I'm going to put this in the skillet and get it going. Okay, so I took the meat and I mixed the flour and the salt and pepper together, and I got it all mixed in here together. I'm going to pour it in the skillet and start browning it. Go ahead and pour in the rest of the flour on top. Mix it around and start browning it in a skillet with a little bit of oil in the bottom, just so that it doesn't stick. And we'll get it going. It's looking good. You don't have to cook it completely. You're just looking to brown it a little and get the meat going a little this way. I got 2 pounds of meat in my recipe. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I'm getting nice and brown here. I'm going to go ahead and pour this into the crock pot. So I'm going to use this as a crock pot recipe. And then I will deglaze the pan by pouring in the wine and kind of getting some of the stuff up off the bottom and pour that in with it. There we go. Now I'll get some of these goodies up off the bottom. Now this process will burn off a lot of the alcohol, so it's not like you can't give this to kids or something. And it's just a half a cup in a whole 5-quart crock pot. So, but this is looking pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to pour in the can of beef broth. I'm going to use a whole can. Some recipes say 12 ounces, but a whole can's only 14 and a half, so why not use it? I'm going to put in a teaspoon of paprika. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of Worcestershire. Give it a little zing. Oops. I like that stuff. And I'm going to put in some garlic. You can use a garlic clove, but I like this minced up garlic. It's already minced up. It does a pretty good job. Just stick a teaspoon in there. I want to give it a little stir and kind of get those ingredients moved around in there. Now I'm going to put in my celery. Just kind of give it a little stir after I add each one. My onions. My taters. Gotta have your taters. And my carrots. There we go. Now, I'm going to leave this in the crock pot on high for 4 to 6 hours, or on low for 10 to 12. So we'll just see how things go, and we'll check it throughout the day. Okay, well, the beef stew has been cooking right along. I left it on high in the crock pot for about 4 hours, and I kicked it down to low for a couple hours here. And so it's been in here for about 6 hours, and you know it's ready. I opened the lid and let it thicken up just a little bit. Well, one thing I can tell you is this time of year, it's deer hunting season, and you could use deer meat, you could use a roast from a cow, you could use goat meat. A lot of folks butcher goats in the fall, they could use that in there. But we're just gonna go ahead and have our beef stew.
Okay, here's my beef stew.
This was a different kind of video for me to do. I'm not wearing my BDUs or no camouflage anything. So anyway, hope you enjoyed my beef stew video. Till next time, this is Nativerobin. Happy trails.